Okay, this is the first time you all have seen my face. You have seen me in person. You've seen me on LinkedIn. You've heard from me on all types of social media, whether it's Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, but you've never heard my voice or seen my face. So let me introduce myself to everyone. I am Terence Staten. I am the Community Development Director for Center for Home Ownership and Economic Development. Last 2 years, we started with the E-Lounge, the Entrepreneurs Lounge, where we help individuals like you who are looking to start, develop, and sustain your business, level up, scale up, and get to the next level within your business endeavor. I have the great option to work with this sensational young lady. She has done so much in the business community throughout the East and North Carolina area. She is a pillar in the business community, and I am so excited to be working with her. I am going to announce this new partnership that we have with Dionne McGee Enterprises. And yes, I said her full name. Why did I do that? Because she is an author. And if you ever read any of her material, she just recently released a book some time ago. I think it's Find Your War. And WAR is acronym out, right? It's a certain mindset that you need to have. You need to be relentless. You need to be optimistic. You need to be ambitious. You need to have results-driven mindset in order to be successful as an entrepreneur. So I've talked about her long enough. I'm going to be quiet. But here again, I just wanted you guys to see me, hear my voice. Again, I am Terence Staten, representing the Center for Home Ownership and Economic Development. We have what you call the Entrepreneurs Lounge, and we're going to be doing more training starting April 5th through May 31st. Ms. Dionne will be my partner for the very first time, and we are so excited. So without further ado, please allow me to introduce to you all Ms. Dionne McGee. How you doing?
I am doing well. First and foremost, thank you for the opportunity to partner. Glad to be a part of your entire organization. I'm just as excited as you are. And for all that are watching, I call him the man behind the curtain. So he's like the Wiz. You remember the Wizard of Oz? I always hear the voice, but you can never see the face. So now we really get to see the face. So I'm glad to be here. Thank you so much.
No problem. Well, we are so excited. Again, I can't say it enough. This is a very pivotal moment for the E-Lounge because each and every year we always try to excel at what we do, right? We understand, of course, post-COVID, we can actually say that now. At least we're getting close to it.
Right.
But amid COVID, there's more challenges that many businesses are facing, right? And so with challenges, you got to have somewhat of a new resolve. You know, you got to expand your thinking, right? And that's where you got to be, to your point, war. You got to be relentless. You got to be optimistic. You got to be ambitious. And you got to be seeking for results driven, right? You got to be results driven. So I just want you to talk about your program. I know you had a program called the Entrepreneurial Promise, and that may also tie into what we're going to be doing next month. But tell us a little bit about your entrepreneurship development program.
Thank you for the question. Great question. So a lot of what we do from a programming design standpoint, because first I want to say tons of people think that we are leading these virtual trainings and what have you, but a lot of 95% of them, I won't even say 95, 100% of them are designed by us, right? So when a client comes to us and says, hey, we have this cohort, we want to create X, Y, and Z, right? Then it is myself laying out what it looks like from a project management standpoint. What do they really need to know to find the growth and scalability, right? There's that small gray area, if you will, where a few of them, which is why I really say 100% of what we do is custom, but there are a few that come and say, hey, we know exactly what we want to offer. Can you lead the program? But 90+% really are saying, we need you to design this from soup to nuts. We have a blank spreadsheet. What can we do, right? So what that looks like is really laying out from experience what entrepreneurs need to know to find that growth and scalability, and from a standpoint of coaching, from coaching clients, and the same questions get asked over and over. And I was like, this needs to be a course, this needs to be a program, it needs to be a cohort, incubator, accelerator, so that we can move the needle and we're not stuck in these same paths trying to figure this thing out, right? Because as you said, we're post-COVID, but there are so many that have now become business owners because they were forced to. And so it was like, I registered my business with the Secretary of State, right? I registered my business with the Department of Revenue. Now what? I don't know how to successfully launch
Right.
this business to generate some revenue because my job just downsized me. There was a reduction in force. Now what? Right? So that's what the programs are all about. And we honestly are creating them based on the needs of the clients. As you spoke, the Eastern North Carolina program was specifically designed for those that are in the rural parts of the state because we are in the triad area and a lot of what we are privy to does not trickle down to the eastern part of the state. So that's the long run.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you know, when you talk about people being forced into entrepreneurship, I also think about the great resignation as well.
Excellent.
You have so many people who are not looking to go back to work. They too are starting new jobs, well, not new jobs, but new businesses, right?
Right.
So that's another learning curve you have to take. You've been working all of your life, you've been in corporate, and now you think you can apply all that you've learned in corporate to a business, only to find out it doesn't always work that way.
Right. Right. Very true. Very
Yeah,
true. I took a lot of what I learned from corporate, thankfully, and was able to scale it. But what I will say is, while I was in corporate, I was also an entrepreneur. So it
right.
wasn't like I completely left and started from scratch. I already had the foundation and building something. So one of my tips, if you will, is that if you are thinking of starting a business and you can start it while you're working, right? That way you can gradually, move your way out, if you will. But all the time it does not work, and you must have those networking skills in order to really find success. And as an entrepreneur, you gotta have it.
Absolutely, absolutely. And your experience and what you've seen over the years, why do businesses fail?
One of the reasons I feel like businesses fail is because we're waiting on our clients to come to us,
Mhm.
right? Which is that roar factor that I talk about in my sessions. One of the things that we share is the taking the meow. We turn your meow into a roar. So you come in as a kitty cat, right? And from a
Mhm.
kitty cat, you go through stages. There's a process to it, right? Then there is the lion in the zoo, where you know full well you're a lion, but you feel trapped. You feel like you caged, but you know that there's
Sure.
more, right? The last phase of it is the lion in the jungle. And the lion in the jungle has the mindset of generational wealth, legacy, and is training the cub to find that economic development that we're all trying to stimulate, right? But businesses fail because of the first box, which is the kitty cat, where we want people to come to us. And when I say that from the perspective, we have a website, we have a social media business account, and we post and we post and we post. People are liking, they loving it, they supporting it, all of that from a emoji standpoint, but your
Mhm.
sales don't look like anything, right? You haven't generated any sales because we're waiting just because we're posting for someone to purchase our products or our services, right? You got to go get the customer, which is the lion in the jungle, right? We're having conversations, we're asking people to do business with us beyond a post. So I think a lot of businesses fail to answer your question simply because we wait for people to come and find us. We're not going to get our customers. And the way that you do that is you have to know who your customers are, right? We can't talk to everybody because if everybody is our customer, then no one is our customer, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
And that ties into psychographics as well.
absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, like really understanding who your demographic is and why you feel like they are the targeted demographic for your business.
To a T. Like you have to actually be able to see them with your own eye, who they
Mhm.
are, what they look like, where they live, right? What all of that is very important. Otherwise, you're just shooting in the dark. It could be anyone. And if you're shooting in the dark and it's random, your income is going to be random.
Right, right. And prior to that, I guess that's where your business plan comes in, right?
Mhm.
You know, I always call your business plan as being like your Bible.
Yeah.
It's something that you reference. It's
Mhm.
something that keeps you accountable. It keeps you focusing on task,
Yes.
right? So how important is a business plan? Because, depending on who you talk to, some people feel like, oh, well, I really don't need a 50-page business plan. All I need is a one-pager,
Mhm,
right?
mhm.
I pretty much know what my product is. I know what my service is. I pretty much know who my target is. Do you really need a lengthy business plan for your business to be successful?
My answer to that is no. And the reason I say that simply is because for those that are just starting out and we're asking them to have a 50-page document, it's
Mhm.
intimidating. Okay.
Right.
Off the top, it is intimidating. And all you know is you want to start a business.
Mhm.
You make the best pies, right? All you know is you want to take grandma's recipes and you want to make the best sweet potato pies like grandma used to make.
Sweet potato pie.
Sweet potato
Ooh.
pie, right? You have no idea of all that is going to be asked, or you're
Right.
not prepared for everything that will be asked of you in an in-depth manner in a business plan. However, I am a fan of lean canvas, which is a one page, right? And the lean canvas model hits the nuts and bolts as you start out as an entrepreneur. But as you reference the Bible, we write in our Bibles, we mark up our Bibles. It is a living, breathing document, this lean canvas, or even the business plan if people want to actually create one. If you can, fine. But if you're just starting out, you just got an idea. I have a product. I know who my customers are. I know what the ingredients entail. I know where I need to go sell and set up or whatever. Let's start there. But over time, that document is going to evolve. It is going to change and it is going to grow over the course of the business, right? But we have to have something to start with. So I don't, when I'm talking to people and coaching and doing trainings and workshops, I don't intimidate them with a business plan. If you say to someone, hey, I need you to complete these 50 pages, then come back to me and we see if we can give you some funding, the percentage of people you're going to see back is real slim. Let's be honest. Let's be honest.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Absolutely.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. This is a question that many people, they might not ask it out in person, but they might have that question inside, right?
Mhm,
How do you know if you have a real business or just an idea, right? Because sometimes people say, man, you can make a lot of money doing this,
mhm,
right?
mhm.
Yeah, you may make a lot of money, but is that really a good business model that you want to build and get behind, right? Or is it something that's sort of compatible to what you do, that you may be skilled at doing, right? I think sometimes people would just get into things not really doing full research.
Right.
They see where a lot of people have made money doing, so they're thinking they may can do the same thing. But when do you know that it's just an idea, or is it fantasy, or you have a real business that you can model and move forward?
I can speak to that from experience. And I
Mm,
say from an experience standpoint, if that thing will not let you sleep, okay. I lost a lot of sleep. I
mm,
have lost a lot of sleep behind things that I knew um, were what I was supposed to be doing, right? And I say that from a perspective of the things that come to us with ease, the things that people come to us for naturally, and sometimes we don't even realize that it is a gift, a skill set, a passion, right? And we just take it for granted, but it could full well be a business, right?
mhm.
And we cannot do what we see everybody else doing because what worked for them may not necessarily work for us. So we can't jump on the
Absolutely.
bandwagon and do what we see our friends doing or other business. Oh, they started a bakery. I'm gonna go start a bakery. My pies are pretty tasty. But that if you
Right.
don't have the skill set from entrepreneurship, you're not gonna sell as many pies as they sell. You don't know the whole model or what it takes to be an entrepreneur. And I'm telling you, we take naps. If you like 8, 9, and 10 hours of sleep, don't turn the video off. This is not for you. This is not for you. Okay. But if you know without a shadow of a doubt that you are passionate about something and you cannot sleep at night, I tell people all the time, you have to get after it before it gets after you. And we cannot replicate what we see other people doing That's not what we're supposed to be doing. Everybody has a gift, skill, talent, passion, right? We got to stay in our niche to the things that draw us. And this is what draws me, right? But I have friends that do other things, but I'm not trying to do what they do because that's not for me. I will support them, but that's not for me.
Absolutely. So the one takeaway is if you're not losing enough sleep,
I
if
take it
you're
that
not losing enough sleep,
Yeah, if it's not on you like that, then that's not what you need. That's not what you need to be doing. But if it's like, oh, and you always, oh, I'm gonna try this, I'm gonna try that. No, what's your thing? And I had that conversation with myself. I made a list of the things that I love to do, the things that I'm passionate about, the things that I do with ease, the things that light me up. And not only that, the things that I know light up other people when I do it. That is the business. Because business is simply being a solution to a problem. And our job is to solve the problem of economic development from a career standpoint as well as an entrepreneur standpoint. That's what we do. We eat, sleep, and breathe it. You see I'm smiling because I'm passionate about it. I want to get it to the masses so that we understand that there is a way to stimulate our own economy, but we can't do what other people doing and think we're gonna find success in it. That's not success.
so stop the replication.
Yes, please. And thank you. Look, yeah, please and thank you. Yes.
Wow. Well, that's a good point. I think one of the things I often say to my wife is make a list of the things that you don't want to do,
That's good too. Yeah, for sure.
and ask yourself, is that something that you're often doing,
Mm,
right? Even if you're working a job or you're working a career.
right.
I always say there's a difference between a job and a career,
Absolutely.
because job is what they like to say, just over broke.
Yeah, right. Right.
Right? Career, you might actually can make a six-figure job, right? Or a six-figure career. I just said six, well, I think I just put
Your
career and job
income.
in the same
Right.
sentence,
I
but
got you.
they're different, okay?
Right.
But I think before you actually go into a business endeavor, really talk about the things that you don't like, what you fed up with
Mm,
in your life, right? Because if you clearly understand what you don't like and what you don't want,
mhm.
now you can start kind of transferring your mind, your sensibilities, your experiences, your talents into a business model that's applicable to your gifts and strengths,
Yes.
right? So I always say it may start there because that's where I am actually.
Right.
Been in corporate America, been in sales. I love what I do now,
Right.
economic development, of course. But prior to this career, and I'm getting ready to transition to entrepreneurship myself, particularly in real estate, but I've always loved real estate. I've always been intrigued about the investing side of real estate, providing affordable housing through real estate and different things of that nature is one of the reasons why I took the position I'm in today. It's because I want to get all the education I needed, all the experiences I needed, so it can set me up well so that when I do branch off and do my business, full time, I will have the credentials and experiences from my career, right?
Exactly.
So it started with what is it that you don't want to do? What makes you not want to get up in the morning and do it time and time again, every day, right?
Right.
So we talk about capability statements, right? And you advocate for capability statements. I saw yours and I walked away being very impressed. I said, where did you find the time to get all these credentials, girl?
Right.
You made me feel like I need to go back to school. But the one thing you said though is that, but Terence, this is what I love to do.
Mhm.
So when you love it, this is your life, your life statement. This is who you are. It doesn't seem like you're doing a whole lot because it's fluid. It's just a part of what you do,
Absolutely.
right? So I want to talk a little bit about a capability statement because I did a survey on social media, pretty much asking people, do they even know what a capability statement is? And a lot of responses were no.
Okay.
So if you can just kind of share your wisdom on that, what exactly is a capability statement?
A capability statement is simply your business resume. So when we talk about resumes, we typically think, as you said, the job or the career, right? but it's simply it's its name. What is it that you are capable of doing in your business, right? And it is
Mhm.
a one pager. We're in a microwave era.
Mhm.
Websites are great. No one wants or has the time to go through every tab as much as we would like them to, right? On our websites to actually figure out what it is that we do. So what it does is a summation of everything that we do in one document. It's
Mhm.
branded to match our business brand, and it is what I call the the blueprint to a great meeting. It is the introduction to a meeting. So one of the ways that we use our capability statement is I'm an extrovert. I guess you couldn't tell. But listen, I'm a I'm an extrovert, but I know a lot of people that are introverts. So they don't want to have those introduction meetings, initial meetings. They're scared to death, right? From a sales standpoint, to say, hey, this is who it is that we are, this is what we do. But networking is easier now simply because of the fact that we are still kind of in a virtual world, and a lot of what we do is from a virtual standpoint, like we're meeting right now virtually, right? But
Mhm.
we used to have networking meetings and events on site. People were passing out a ton of business cards, and you be trying to remember who gave you the card, who, if they didn't have a picture on it, all that. Remember that? Okay,
Yeah.
so the way you work a capability statement is back to what we said before. If you know your target audience, that should be a list of clients that you're interested in doing business with, right? And if you have a connection there, absolutely. And if you don't, still absolutely reach out to the person that is in charge to bring on your type of service. Send them an email, but your email is going to have an attachment, which is your capability statement, simply stating what it is that you're capable of and why you feel like a meeting is applicable, right? If they're interested, and this is what we do, please see the attached capability statement. That takes the out of scheduling the meeting, because what then happens is once the capability statement is reviewed, if they feel like it's a good fit, then they're going to say, yes, let's set up a meeting. Right. So you don't have to get in a meeting and try to pitch your business and all of that. It's already pitched. The capability statement has done the talking for you. If they say no, we're not interested, at least you tried. Right. And then you're gonna follow up still in 3 more months or 6 more months. Cause I'm good on the no. I take no's with ease. Some people, it cripples them. It excites me. So you say
Right.
no now, that don't mean no later, right?
Right.
So the
Right.
capability statement makes initial meeting so much easier. I
Right.
feel like and it has worked for us. I'll say that. So if you have that, it takes the what I say the out of that being scared and having that initial meeting trying to tell people who you are. The statement says it for you. So when you get in that meeting, it's a conversation, not a pitch.
I like how you said taste the oh out of
Yeah.
Vicky.
Yeah, exactly. People get a little awkward, and uncomfortable when it comes to selling their business. But I don't want people to think that it's a sale. It is a partnership, which is what we're doing, right? It is a partnership where like minds and companies and resources come together to deliver a product or a service. That is it. If it's a fit, let's do business. If it's not a fit, maybe later, right? But the statement does all the talking for you. You just said that you saw our capability statement and you were like, oh my God, right?
Yeah.
So and here we are. The
Yeah, I mean, it definitely goes before you. Before I even had a chance to sit and speak with you, I already knew what you were capable of. I already saw your experiences. I saw how dynamic you are.
Thank you.
Talk about you as an individual and your services. I mean, I see where you are an author.
Yes.
You do podcasts, you do conferences. Matter of fact, you have a conference coming up. Tell us a little about your conference.
So we are right now in the midst of working on the ROAR conference. As you said, ROAR means to be relentless, optimistic, ambitious, and results driven. It is designed for women specifically. I have a heart for minority women, and reason being is because, as you said, I came from corporate. I spent 25 plus years of my career in corporate America. And I tell people I'm a recovering corporate executive. Okay. So I took those skill sets and started DG McGee Enterprises. But what made me do that, as you say, the great resignation, what made me do that was the lack thereof diversity, equity, and inclusion in the four walls of corporate America. Okay.
Absolutely.
My book shares my specific story, but I wrote that book simply because of the fact that I knew I was not, and I'm still not, the only woman that's dealing with those challenges, right? So there were 4,000 employees, less than 10% minorities, and I was the only African American female sitting in the executive suite. I
Wow.
tell people every chance I get, you do not have to be a stats major to know there was something wrong with those numbers, right? So I was over the injustices, right? The biases, and we're gonna call it racism, everything that I had dealt with. So I shared my story in the book. And then I realized, okay, we need to even go further. What about those people that have experienced this? What about the people that are still experiencing this? And it's not just for women, men are reading the book too, because we all are going through something in the workplace, right? But I was like, we need to take this to the masses from a corporate standpoint to an economic development standpoint, and us creating our own businesses and letting people know there is life outside of corporate America, right? And
Absolutely.
absolutely right. And this is how you do it. And now I'm saying to myself, girl, you should have left a long time ago. Like we could have been light years ahead of where we are, right? So that is the purpose of the conference. The purpose of the conference is to handle and tackle, if you will, career development for those that are coming in as administrators. How do I get a seat at the table? Okay. Even though it may be some challenges, we want to tackle those challenges and make it easier. This is for the little girl, little boy that's in elementary school and has no idea that they want to be in corporate. We trying to handle those things now, debunk those things now. So when they get to that space, people like myself make it easier for them to get in that space, and it's not so much of a struggle. Okay.
Absolutely.
And then the other piece of it is, hey, I want to be an entrepreneur. How do I do that successfully? So some are in the corporate realm, some are in this entrepreneur space, and some of them are both, right? So what we're planning is to have those types of conversations and education to let people know that it is possible to grow in your career. It is possible to become an entrepreneur. And the sweet spot to all of that is the financial literacy of it all. Once we get to that place and we're making six figures plus, how do we manage that money? When we become entrepreneurs and we have these 6-7 figure businesses, how do we manage that money? We can't spend it all, right? There has to be some savings. There has to be some investments. There has to be some real estate. So they're going to need you, right? We got to make sure that we're doing those things. So that's the conversation. That's what the conference is about. I want to be in a room of like-minded women that understand this, that need this, and so that we can teach them how to grow and scale in their businesses as well as in their careers. I'm super excited about it. I'm all for virtual, but I need to be on the stage live in front of 100+ women to get this message out so people understand that we can stimulate our own economy.
No, that's right.
Listen, you said, whoa.
Look, you got me wanting to, be Medea, put on a dress and
Come on,
heels
listen, the men
and put
can
on
come.
a wig and see if I can sneak in there. I'm gonna have to shave my beard off and
Listen,
everything.
I gotta say this disclaimer right now. Men are more than welcome to come, but this is what I know. Back to what we said in the beginning, right? Know your target audience. I know for a fact that 90+% of my clientele and those that are paying attention are women. It's open to men, but women listen to me because I am one. I understand them and I get it. Not saying that men don't understand, but I know that women, from a pay grade standpoint, will always at the bottom of the totem pole. How do we fix that? Right? We gotta fix that. We gotta change that. We gotta change it now, because if we're working these jobs and it's not enough, do we stay? And it's not enough. Why do we have to work 2 and 3 jobs to maintain what it is that we need to maintain? No, we need to gather our things, right? And as we said, what you saw in the capability statement, we need to get some certifications. We need to take some classes. We need to get some degrees. Whatever we need to do, let's do that. But I don't want us to be in a place where we're stagnant and complaining about our situations are not what they should be. We have a responsibility to make them what they can be. So, and I did that. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you a lie and say it was easy. It was not easy, but it was worth it. I promise you,
Absolutely.
it was worth it.
A good buddy of mine, Ryan Ray,
Yes,
many people in this area, the Triangle area, know of him.
absolutely.
Triangle Entrepreneurial Leadership,
Yes.
does
Ryan
a
is
lot
a
of,
friend of mine.
yeah, great guy. And he said something that was very profound. We did a podcast together. And he said, if you're not at the table, you're on the
On the
menu.
menu. Yeah, I agree. I agree 100%, which was the reason I gotta love Ryan, which is the reason I left their table, got
Mhm.
up to create my own table and allow some other people to sit with me in a sea of diversity. You understand what I'm saying? So if you
Absolutely.
go to our website and look at the website, you will see the team. It is not just me. I mean, we have work to do. This is just the beginning. But I don't want to be on anybody's menu. Okay. Like I don't want to be the appetizer. I don't want to be dessert. I don't want to be any of that. I want to create a space that will help educate our people on how we can and need to grow and scale. We can't make excuses anymore. We just can't. Which is the
That's
purpose.
it.
Which is the purpose of the line. I take this line with me everywhere I go. I want everyone that I encounter to be able to roar, to be relentless, optimistic, ambitious, and results driven. We're not making excuses. We're not going to these jobs and not liking our jobs. We're growing in the job. Okay. We're growing in the job. I used to tell my vice president all the time, if I can't grow, I gotta go. He used to be scared to death. He was like, what? Why you keep saying that? I said, because I mean it. That's why I'm saying it, because I mean it. I'm not gonna be at this level for 10 years. That's not, no, that's not gonna work for me.
And that's your answer right there, everyone. If you find yourself stagnant,
That's it.
that means that you've stopped growing.
That's it.
You know, it's time to find something where you can accelerate your growth and go to the next level. I know sometimes we get so comfortable because it's familiar. We
Mm,
know what we're going to make
yes.
every 2 weeks. We know how to base our livelihood on what we get paid. We know everybody, people who works with us respect us, hopefully. And so it's an environmental thing. You just pretty much going with the flow, right? But you know within yourself that
Mm,
there's a lid here. You just can't get beyond that lid.
yes.
So like you say, you have to want it, right? You're gonna have to want to seek growth. That's getting certifications, that's getting degrees, whatever you have to do, always be in the mindset to seek growth. So I take that even for myself because I'm right there where, okay, Terence, in order for you to get what you want, you gotta do something different
That's it.
and you gotta be willing to expand yourself.
That's it. That's
Can
it.
always be comfortable in what you're doing, right?
Right. It's the
That's
stretching. And that,
it's
and
stretching.
it's uncomfortable, right?
Mhm.
It's uncomfortable. However, as I said, it is worth it, because if we stay where we are, guess what? That's uncomfortable too. Either way, you're gonna be uncomfortable. So why not be
Absolutely.
uncomfortable and progress and find yourself in a different space? That's all.
That's the key progression.
That's it.
That's the key. But we're gonna have a whole lot of fun doing these trainings. Again, it's going to start April 5th through May 31st. We have so many subject matters that we're going to be talking about, even certifications. If you're somebody who's looking to become contracted through the government, whether it's federal, state, local level, right? We're going to have training that talks about that. We're going to talk about social media. I know a lot of people have struggles
Yes.
with social media, me included. I hate it. I gotta force myself to do it.
Right.
And for me, it's just that constant engagement,
Right.
you know. You really have to have somebody that just loves to be on social media all day, every day. But I find that many companies really struggle with social media. So what exactly are we going to be talking about? One of our courses is the power of social media and email engagement. So talk
Right.
a little bit about that.
What I'll share without giving the whole course away is, as you said, when we are starting out as entrepreneurs, right? This is what I frame it, right? We are the chief cook and bottle washer. We're doing everything, right?
Mhm.
So the last thing that we really have time for or want to engage in is the social media piece of it.
Mhm.
But we have to stay consistent. We have to stay relevant. We have to stay on the minds of our potential clients. Because as they say, out of sight, out of mind, right? They
Right,
don't see
right.
you. They feel like you went away And we know a lot of businesses that went away over COVID, right? But the deal with social media is to stay relevant, keep it clean, be professional, offer amazing customer service, promote your products and your services. And it's not just about buy my this, buy my that. No, we want to offer something. We want to give nuggets, tips, tools, strategies? What is it that you're teaching the masses? What is it that you can share that they may not have known? What is it that you can ask them to engage in conversation with your clients, right? But the thing, I'm gonna tell you what one of my friends shared with me. His name is Rick. He has a t-shirt business out of Durham, North
Mhm.
Carolina. Nala Elise. He named it after his daughter. But get to the point, I did not, and first started, I was like, I'm not doing this whole social media thing. I heard about it. Like I literally was never on social media until we started the business, right? So I was like, if I have to be on social media to offer product service, then I just won't. We just won't be in the business because I'm just not.
Right.
I'm not doing it right. So I understand where you're coming from. And he simply said to me, "How will people know that your business even exists if you're
Yes.
not on social media?" He said, "You cannot go door to door, okay, like we used to many moons ago, right? What was that carpet cleaner, the Herbie Kirby or whatever it was? What was not the
Yeah,
Herbie
yeah,
Kirby, but the
yeah.
Kirby, the Kirby carpet cleaners or whatever it was, right? And knock
Right.
on people's doors, right? And tell them about your products or service and go in their house and offer a demo. That is over, right?" He said, "So how else will they know?" You have to go to where the people are. The same way I just said, you have to ask for the business. So put yourself in a place where you are in front of those that need your products and services. But a lot of people are intimidated by it. It is time consuming for sure. However, preparation is the key to anything. There are platforms that are out there that are available to help plan the social media instead of you being in the crux of your day, like, oh, I got to post. Oh, I got to post. Oh, I got no. You can schedule it. You can take one day out of the week, a couple of hours, and schedule posts for the whole entire week and let your business continue to operate. Your social media is being posted while you're running your business. So we have to plan for the social media, but it is a tool that we cannot afford to just let fly by because it's free. So we gotta take it, we gotta take advantage of it. So it's gonna
And
be
to that point, I think about the yellow pages.
mm.
Are they dropping yellow pages books at your door anymore?
I had one in the out in the mailbox, but I'm gonna be
Really?
honest. But I'm we'll be being honest because we friends. I threw it in the trash. And I'm gonna tell you why. I don't have space. I don't I don't have space for it, right? And anything that was in that book, Google is my friend. I can find whatever I need to find on Google. I don't, we be stocking up phone books and what. Nobody has space for that type of paper, right?
And just, just sifting through the pages. Like you say, you can just Google it. And unfortunately, but fortunately, we're in a microwave society.
Correct.
We want everything like right now at a touch,
Right.
right?
And then not only that, the things that we're looking for, the people that we're looking to do business with,
Mhm.
we're gonna ask our network first before we randomly flip through the phone book and find some random person that does it. We can get a referral from a friend or someone in our network. Oh yeah, call
Good
Terrence.
point.
He,
Good point.
call Terrence. He's an amazing real estate agent. He took good care of us, opposed to me randomly looking in the phone book and finding some person that I do not know. I don't know if they have 5-star service or 1-star service.
Yeah,
You get what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
So
Gotta pay attention to the ratings.
you have to. You have to.
Hmm.
You have to.
Well, we have so many subject matters to cover. You come with a team. A lot of these individuals are well experienced in the subject they're going to be, teaching on. And
Absolutely.
we can talk for days about the different things that we want to bring to the table during this 8-week cohort training session. So I'm very excited about that. And before we close, I want to talk a little bit more about your book.
Okay.
If you have not heard of Finding Your Roar by Dionne McGee, you need to get that book. What are they in for when they read that book?
They're in for a page turner, Terrence. I'm just gonna be honest with you. They're not gonna be able to put it down. It's not a hard read. A lot of people are reading it like in 2 or 3 days. I've had people send me pictures of them reading the book at the nail salon. Like I could not leave the book home. I had to bring the book to the nail salon with me to finish it because it's like I cannot believe this happened. I cannot
Mhm,
believe the work ethic of some of these people. I cannot believe the privilege that was in the workspace. It makes you draw to the pages, and it's
mhm.
happening every day in the four walls of corporate America. So you can take your pen. People have said to me, I wanted to take my pen and mark through the names of the people that you wrote and write the names of the people that I work with because I know Bob. I got a
Mhm.
Bob, right? In my
Right.
office, right? So you're not gonna be able to put it down. There's a little cliffhanger at the end because there will be more because this thing is unfolding right before my very eyes. But it shows you that a person can only take so much before they make that pivot, they make that transition to do something different, to do the roar mindset, to get that roar mindset. I have lived this thing, right? So it's not some brand I went to go make up. This is who I am. This is my life. And I've transitioned from corporate to having my own firm. And we're living this thing out in real life, in real time. So that kitty cat to the lion in the zoo to the lion in the jungle, that is my entire story. And now the blessing in it is that I can now create content and courses and programs to help people transition from that space to this space. So it is from them having a meow. We taking your meow and we turn it into a roar. The only reason you don't
Mhm.
roar is on you. You did not apply what it is that we taught you. Okay. So we coming to change some things up for you for sure. So the book can be found at dgmcgee.com. And for those of you that have those Amazon cards and Amazon points and you want to get it from Amazon, Finding Your Roar is also available on Amazon. But if you order from the website, you get an autograph copy.
That sounds good. And what's
Yes,
that website again?
dgmcgee.com. dgmcgee.com. And of course, y'all are always on Amazon. I know. So I know you know how to get to Amazon. Just type in Finding Your Roar on Amazon and you can get it that way as well.
Like you say, girl, you gotta get rid of those hyenas.
Yes, that's it. That's it. They will try to eat you alive, but
Yeah.
the beauty of it is that's why y'all got to read the book. So y'all don't even know what we're talking about. The hyenas will try to eat you alive, but the beauty of it is they did not eat me alive. What they did was underestimate me, and I started a whole entire business right up under their nose, in their face, and they say, "Hey, I didn't realize." It's funny when people underestimate you and the power of the roar that you have. So don't let people underestimate you. Don't sell yourself short. Go out here and start these businesses, scaling these careers because the power lies within you. There's a roar lying dormant. There's a lion lying dormant within you. Our job is to wake the lion up.
Awesome. Well, we in on that note again, guys, men, women, no matter where you are in your business journey, you can
Yes,
be just considering a business, thinking about getting into business, starting a business, maybe somewhere in the middle. Even if you seasoned, you've been in business for 5 to 10 years plus. We know that COVID has changed some things. Maybe you need to kind of recalibrate some things, right? We believe that no matter where you are in your journey, that we have the training for you. So we definitely encourage you to sign up for our classes. You can check us out on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. We're going to send email blasts out to everyone that's already in our network. Tell your family, tell your friends, tell anybody you think needs to hear this information. You heard from Miss McGee. She comes with a wealth of knowledge. And again, I'm so excited. We're going to close out here. It's been such a delight speaking with you, Miss Griffin McGee.
listen, it has been a pleasure. And I got to thank Mr. Stroud as well. It- I'm excited. The whole entire team is excited to partner with y'all for the Center for Home Ownership and Economic Development. We're getting ready to do some amazing things.
Absolutely. Just so you guys know, in addition to what we talked about, we're going to talk about business funding. We're going to talk about certifications. We're going to talk about how to get your QuickBooks in order.
Yes.
Because how many of y'all know if your finances ain't right, You can hang it up. Especially with the IRS. So we got to talk about that. We're going to make sure that your entities are structured correctly. So we have a lot of stuff that we're going to go through in these 8 weeks coming up. And again, we're so excited. I am Terence Staten. Again, I am the program director for Center for Home Ownership and Economic Development. If you want to learn more about our agency, please feel free to visit our website at www.Home Ownership Center. Center is CENTRE.org. That's homeownershipcenter.org. Hope to see you guys soon. And until next time, my friends, we'll see you then. Take care.